Hey guys, and welcome to Master of Orion. Master of Orion is one of the most famous 4X strategy games. The original games were released in the 90s and then continuously released into the 2000s. And the new Master of Orion was just released, I believe, last year. It had quite a lengthy early access period, so it's kind of difficult to say when the actual release was. But the game has been fully released for a while, and we're going to dive right in. One of my favorite things about Master of Orion is the character classes. Each race has a very distinct personality, which adds kind of consistency to the game. You know what to expect from certain races. If you're facing the warlike samurai bears, you're gonna expect them to be aggressive, territorial. Where if you're versing who would be, I guess, the humans. Humans are willing to negotiate and want to do trade deals and the like. So it's very interesting. So we're going to be playing the Klackon. The Klackon are insectoid race with kind of a collective consciousness. The reason we're playing them is we're going to be playing a custom race, and we're going to take advantage of the industriousness of the race, just to kind of keep our lore going. But I'll let you guys listen to the lore of the Klackon before we kind of get right into it. So,
hailing from deep in the caves of Koldon, the insect-like Klackon evolved to form the Hive, a unified consciousness stretching from drone to queen. As such, the industrious Klackon have no individual needs, no desires, and no ambitions other than the benefit of the Hive itself. This effectively makes them tireless workers and fearless warriors, each and every one willing to give their lives for the Hive. Having nearly exhausted their home planet, the Hive has begun its galactic expansion in search of more resources and room to grow.
So that's exactly what I'm saying. Tireless workers, fearless warriors. So we're going for a totally industrious Klackon. So we can go, you can always go with the default characters. They have kind of varying skills and abilities. And often the traits
of Koldon.
That sucks. Usually the traits are give you bonuses. For example, as a custom race, you only get 10 skills, where the Klackon race there might have got 12, 14. I think the one race gets 18 communal skill points. So there's benefits to playing a race, but you can't make a race exactly how you want to. So like I said, we're going to be industrious, so we're going to have max research and max production. You get 8 points, but there's negative points you can select, which let us select our production. So what makes this fun is you can pick a whole bunch of different builds. You can have a build that has like an ultra-rich, huge homeworld. You can have like one that focuses on the homeworld. You can have kind of really warlike, with like reduced ship costs, auto repair, increased beam attacks, beam defense, militarist. You can really go like warlord, strategist. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Even natural pilots gives you a lot of kind of cool things. So it's a really neat game in that you can take advantage of custom races as well as the pre-built races. We'll definitely be playing a pre-built race later, so tune in for that. But anyway, I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. However, I do want to quickly explain the galaxy types. So a circle is one big kind of loop. Everything's connected, and there's no kind of barriers to entry. The circle also has wormholes. Spiral is kind of a very different field in that spiral is each... Okay, so it kind of breaks the galaxy up into little spiral pieces. So two races are put together in one spiral, and that if you have 8 players, there'll be 4 small spirals, and they'll be blocked by kind of a disrupted star lane, which you need advanced research to kind of get past the disruption. And in the middle, there's an extra spiral, which I believe has kind of better planets, or at least uninhabited, because if you're the first one to get there, you kind of have first dibs. So it kind of gives a bonus to research, but I don't like it because it's, if you're with a like really peaceful race, like the Meklar, you get ahead, where if you're against the warlike bears or Barathi, then you kind of might have to defend yourself. So it can kind of give you an unfair advantage based on who your neighbors are. Where if you're playing Circle, you can kind of avoid your neighbors somewhat. You can still kind of defend against, but it's not, you're not stuck in that corner of the galaxy with them. So I've never played Cluster, but I do like Circle. Just so you guys can play with me, we're just going to do Big Bang Seed 1. Just in case you guys want to play it. There's 2 changes we're going to make. We're going to have no max turns. The reason is we're doing a Let's Play, so I don't want it just to end abruptly. I want to show you guys everything the game has to offer and play a full game. Same thing with the Alteran victory. So what happens with the Alterans is when they're defeated, that race instantly wins the match. So the reason we don't want to do that is just in case we're going for like a total domination victory. The opponent can't just rip our victory out from under our feet. Because if we're going for total dominance, we're not going to go for the Alterans. So it just kind of takes that away. Again, Let's Play it. Want to play a full game. We will lose economic, technological, and diplomatic because they're legitimate ways to win the game. So anyway, let's just get started. So there's going to be a cutscene here. It's really all it is a view of a planet and a ship's going to fly by. So I don't really think you guys need to see that. It's not that interesting, to be honest. So we're going to skip it just to kind of keep the content going. Okay, so we've started out. There's a couple things to do when you start out. First, I'd zoom out and just take a look at the galaxy. Don't waste a lot of time on this, but just so you know kind of where you are in the galaxy and what kind of planets are around you. So we don't really know the setup of the galaxy. One thing I would recommend, since if you do the post spaceflight, you get a colony ship and a frigate. So these are kind of important. You want to look at the stars that are near you and how you think. So this is either a dead end or connects here or to the wormhole. So this one I believe is mineral. Yeah, see, mineral rich. For your first thing, there's a really important research that you get later for colony ships, which is deep space exploration. It gives you 1 food. What otherwise happens is you go to a planet, and if it's not extremely habitable, like our planet here, it's Terran, you don't get a lot of food. So like if you have a desert or irradiated, your person's barely gonna survive. Like he's gonna have to make enough food just for him to survive, so that colony's not gonna go anywhere fast. So you kind of want a planet with a good biome for your first planet, unless you immediately go for the colony base. So it's kind of half dozen one, half dozen the other. So since we know that this is probably not hospitable, we're gonna look elsewhere, which leads us to this one. So avid stars that have moderate mineral resources and tolerant to life. So we could start there, and we can always turn back because we don't need to get it. But yeah, look, all these around here are always orbited by planets that can support life. So all of these galaxies are possibilities, but I'm not saying we're not going to explore here because we want to know if this links up to this wormhole. This is important because we don't want people flooding through us in 2 jumps. So anyway, we can send a scout here. Just to explore there, that's fine. Okay. Colony ship here. And we can actually just send anybody here. Because we want to explore these planets. Okay, so a couple things we want to do. My personal play style is I favor very high taxation, not 5. Because 5, I think you get 1 person that's striking right away, but I kind of like to manage my population on planets in order to leverage a high tax rate. It just lets you really take advantage of production. Early production, we don't have really anything to build, so I just build a space factory. It'll be done in 6 turns.
With the hive mind demands.
So we have a couple choices here. You always want to get some of the early ones. So government gives us the research lab, physics gives us the automated factory, biology gives us hydroponic farms and biospheres, which is really good when you set up a new colony. And then engineers just unlocks really future technology. So this is one we're least interested in. I always like the automated factory because it gives you more production. Production in the early game is pretty much the most important thing. So it'll be done in 6 turns, which works well because our space factory will be done in 6 turns. So we get very good production and research bonuses, so we want to balance the people on here. Just note, for farming and for production, the slots kind of drop as you have more people, where research is always the same amount of profitable. See, we have 19 research there, where if we put all people here, we'd only have 13 production. So just as a note of how things work, where these guys, the first 2 slots are 4, 3, 2. And by the way, we're losing slots because we have selected a small planet. So small planets have less slots, but that's the only real downside to small planets. So anyway, oh, and just one other note. I didn't explore this planet because I know it's a gas giant. One, because your starting galaxy always has your starting planet and either gas giant or an asteroid belt. So asteroid belts are always kind of exposed, mostly because they have a different look to them. So we know this is a gas giant. You can also look at planets. Planets with moons are not gas giants. So you know that that's really the only kind of thing you can figure out. But you just know planets that have moons are not gas giants. However, you'll know by the size as well. But anyway, I think we have everything done, so we can take our first turn. So the early turns kind of go quick because there's not too much really to do, per se. Just kind of skip through the first turns. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to check the planets. So we can check both these. Okay, so that's a volcanic planet, it looks like. So we're doing one. Volcanic ultra poor. I was actually thinking that was a gas giant because of its size again. But yeah, volcanic volcanic are some of the worst planets because they're the only planet that can't be farmed. If you look, there's actually no food slots. And I don't believe they can be even terraformed. So volcanic planets pretty much not what you want. So we want to check this one. Ooh, there's an anomaly down here. Oh, medium Gaia poor dark quartz. So this is what I'm talking about. We want something with good food production. See, our first cell's making 5 food production. So yeah, negative to production, but we get a bonus to production. This bonus to production is actually better than having it be abundance, because quartz automatically gives you the 2 production. So it's actually better. Well, it's actually not better because when you have lots of people, these are low here. But for purposes of setting up our first colony, it's actually pretty good. One hint is once you have a ship, you always want to send it that turn and colonize. If I would have end turn, it would have headed here automatically. But pretty much we get, how to say, an extra turn, more or less. So, quite interesting. So each planet will look a little bit different, which is quite cool. Mostly depends on the biome. But yeah, we'll be doing super awesome on this planet. So our focus here is just going to be growing population. See, so he eats 1 population. So here, he produces 5, and he consumes 1. So I'm just going to select a star base, probably. Yeah, we'll go star base. This would actually increase our... This would increase our morale. But star base would give us protection and... Well, we're not actually completing it, so... Like, we're just putting it because I don't like to waste. Like, there's no point wasting production. We could put on trade goods. Trade goods are free money, but I'd rather actually dump it into something I'm going to eventually need. Because the reason is star bases give command points, which allows you to add more ships. Marine bases give you morale and marines, but I don't think I'm going to be making trade ships here, at least not in the near future, where that is probably going to be the thing I'm going to need before that. Okay, so Okay, so one thing we have to think of is, since we have a colony here, pirates can come from this. Actually, no, they probably can't come from this direction because of the wormhole. So pirates, yeah, so actually we're good. Normally what happens is when you have a branching path, pirates can come from either direction. So you want to make sure you guard it with your frigate. However, since we only have one place to defend, we don't have to worry about that at all. So put them there. We can summon this planet. So this is medium desert, abundant normal gravity, so that's fine. Not a great planet because of the desert biome, but it's okay. Medium swamp, abundant gold. So that's a good one. Like, it's, you would say that's an average planet, but believe it or not, the planets that are average are good, because I've seen people, well, not one that bad, but I've seen people take volcanic planets that were even, like, abundant in resources. So definitely worth your while to grab that, and I think we're good. So one thing I'm going to show you here. Oh, okay, so there are pirates here. We don't actually want to jump, because what can happen is the pirates can jump at the same time. It takes 3 turns to make this jump. The pirates could leave and they could attack our thing. Ooh, there's actually 2 asteroids here. We should consider taking over, because asteroids, you can build up pretty much a free building on there to give yourself good production with your space thing. So anyway, the thing I want to show you is, unlike previous Master of Orion games, there's no overflow research or production. What I mean by overflow is, say, okay, so this costs 60, I think it's 60 to make, 47 to create, okay? Every turn I put in 8. Here, well, actually, it probably won't tell me how much mains. Oh, well, we can figure it out. Buying stuff is 8 times, so when we divide that by 8, we'd know the number that we need for production. But more or less, when we put something, say we put this scout in, it costs 20, it will still cost 20 next turn. It doesn't take any of the excess production. Same with research. So, watch this. We can move someone off. This will still be 1 turn. Here too. So as long as you remember to put stuff off, there's no loss. You pretty much get a bonus to food. See, we get 6, like we get a big bonus to food there. So that's actually quite a good ways to our next population unit. So actually, that's super good. Like ridiculously good. But that almost, because how long is it otherwise? 17. Like, that's good. I don't really, yeah. But otherwise we can get our production, because we're going to be going for the food thing next anyway, so. May as well find out what this planet is, though. Just while we're paying attention. Ursa Prime, small desert, ultra-rich. So ultra-rich planets are crazy. It's 443. It's small, so you don't get good production, but this is 3, so it would be 4 plus probably 2, because we get 50%, so it'd be 6. 4, 4, so it'd be 12. So this is 8 with 2 people. No, this is 8 with structure. So this is 7.5. It's like double, almost. Ridiculous. But, okay, so Basin Primes, nothing new. They got a person 22 turns. So we're good. So he'll head to Nonly. Pirates are heading out to meet us. Okay, so lots of things have happened. Our space factories completed, so we're going to fly it out. Now I'm going to show you space factories. They build a variety of things. So we can make a super scalar, because we're at a gas giant. And I think we can make his asteroid lab for free research. Asteroid mine for free credits. So these are both extremely solid choices for things. Pretty much they're free gold, because it costs nothing to for maintenance. So you get 5 free credits a turn, which is pretty good. These are things that come in later, but they allow you to make a planet, which is kind of neat. Space surveillance, you can put in any system. You don't actually have to own it, which is kind of cool. Jump gates are an advanced thing, but they let you jump either instantly or very quickly. But you have to have colonies in both. So. Okay. Military outposts have to be in colonized system, but it protects the work gate. It doesn't protect it a lot, but it protects mostly against scouts and like pirates and like one frigate. It usually can't kill more than like one frigate. It usually gets wrecked by anything bigger, but it's free as well. It costs no maintenance. It's free. All it costs is command points, so you can't really bug it. This is the one that actually starts to protect, but it really helps when you're reinforcing a war point with it. But anyway, we're gonna do our building and build the scalar. Sorry if you guys find it annoying, but I'm trying to explain everything so you guys have a really good idea of what's kind of going on in the game. Okay, so we have two choices. We can explore out here. I'm just wondering if I want to make a frigate with a bomb. Because I'm guessing if there's a space pirate, there might be a space pirate base out here.
What enhancement would the hive?
I never named the frigate, but okay, so we want to clear off. So that's actual point defense ones. We'll clear off these ones. Put a nuclear bomb on. Generally, missiles do more damage. DPS, they're a little bit bigger, but it's the, what did we call that? It's like one hitting something versus doing a little bit of extra damage. You always have to add off and hit the X. Just 3, sure. So how long would it take us to make this frigate? 6 turns versus 9. Okay, so it's 4 turns like this. I think we'll leave it like that.
Would the hive mind demand from the devisers? We grow strong.
Yeah, it will be costly, but I think it will be good in the long run. Yeah, because we can run out here. Just in case there's a pirate base. Because pirate bases can give you some good rewards once in a while. So, and like I said, only 4 turns. So biology, we're getting it for this stuff, food production. So we can start. Ooh, actually, we want to. So now, like I said, we want to actually switch this to the automated factory so we can actually start getting stuff here. So that's the thing nice about the dark crystal is it gets us stuff that it gets us this going early. So it's already building. We're just going to buy it out anyway, but it'll make us a little bit cheaper, save us some credits. So fleet needs orders, which is these guys. So let's defend. Another fleet needs orders. I thought I told them. Oh, maybe I didn't because I was talking about that pirate fleet. We'll just get them to move there for now.
Arriving at the anomaly, your fleet spots an abandoned container filled with rare minerals floating unguarded in open space. You tell yourself some smuggler on the run must have jettisoned their cargo. Nobody is around to claim it, so you add it to your treasury without a second thought.
So anyway, I didn't want to ruin it, but that's the only one I've ever seen. I've never seen anything different, so just as a note. You can turn auto explore on, but I never really like to, because I like to kind of control where my frigates are going. Actually, this is good. So I have the choice to go through the wormhole, or just follow the path. I'm guessing this is going to branch off, so it's still worth it to kind of let him do that. So building that, there's going to be a fleet. I'm going to take command here. I always do full control. So full control just lets you control everything. If you pick the assistant control, the AI controls it, but it's actually described that the AI will sometimes make stupid decisions just to make it balanced. So people who kind of micromanage it themselves kind of have an advantage. So as long as our thing doesn't get blocked. Are they? Okay. As long as our missile doesn't get blocked by one of these asteroids, which can actually happen. Hopefully he doesn't shoot at the one directly in front of himself. Okay. So one thing I actually like to do now is I don't think they have missiles. Ooh, so that asset didn't get killed. Missiles are this kind of the more powerful battery. These pirates only have lasers, so what we can do is we can kind of run away, let our missiles recharge, and then kind of fire at them. See what I mean by it hitting the asteroid? Whatever. We'll just come at them. Hopefully our lasers will kill him before our missiles will charge. Otherwise, I'll shoot at this guy with the battery of lasers, or the missiles. I guess I could have switched there. So the missile should take him out. We finish him off with the lasers. Oh man, we did even finish him off with the lasers. That's kind of weak. So now we took some hull damage. We took way more damage. We're at half health. I should have ran away. But that thing that happened is that second volley of missiles hit that asteroid belt. We actually could have all dissolved and probably had a better result, but that's just the rub. I think we're pretty safe to head in there. So. Okay, because we'll have a second frigate done here in 2 turns. Yeah, perfect, so that's done. We're going to start heading in with that. It has bombs, so we can use it to explore, and we can start working on the automated factory. 6 turns with that, and we'll be good to go. So let's say, what I'm going to do instead of wait, okay, so that's 3 turns, so I do need 1 more turn with him there. So, Fine Fleet needs orders. You can just start exploring these. So no pilot base here. Small desert rich. That's actually good. So small desert. This is closer to my main base and it's protected, so we'll go for that. But I do like this one because it gives me access to both these asteroids. Okay, fleet needs orders. Oh, my space constructor. So we're definitely going to have it go there, so we can build the defenses. If this was asteroid or a gas giant, we would have actually been just rolling in the dough. But okay, so we can put him there for now. We're building an automated factory there. And we're good to go. Bio-research complete. So I'm going to have him head here. Scout, other scout can. Vor, that's probably just this system. Or is this system Vor? Though, you have to really zoom out to get the names. Just wondering if I want him to go through Wormhole, because now I have these guys. Now we'll just explore our immediate surroundings. I guess you can all go all the way here. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good.
The hive devisers have completed the improvement.
So that's just our food production.
What enhancement would the hive mind demand from the devisers?
Okay, so just to explain to you real quickly here. Each tier of technology gets kind of exponentially more expensive. So this one costs 55 research, you see it there. 110, 215. So it's often better to do the kind of quick and early research than it is to kind of follow one chain. So I'm going to get more from doing government than I am doing like advanced magnetism or something. So the only thing I do recommend is a couple ones are quite core. Molecular manipulation gives you Mercolite missiles. Mercolite missiles are one of the most powerful early game weapons. The other good ones are mass drivers, fusion beams can be good, and then you don't get stuff to like Waylaver with graviton cannons and stuff. So definitely very powerful. Torpedoes have their place, but torpedoes just shoot in a straight line, so they're often not good for ships, because ships will just move around and dodge them. what I do recommend is, anyway, I kind of interrupt myself, but genetic engineering gives you 50% population growth, and then genetic mutation gives you 1 research per scientist. So kind of exponentially increases your research efforts. So very good, but like I said, good to start with the cheap ones. That's my one kind of saying. Like I said, deep space exploration is a very good one for when you want to start getting colony bases. I haven't even started facing another race. Advanced fusion is also really good, but I find it's just harder to find time for it. It gives all trial speed 1.5, so something that would take 3 turns would then take 2 turns instead. So it can really cut down on the time it takes to travel. I don't think the fusion engine's any more expensive. So, but Xeno Relations is also good because you can actually make treaties, and the trade treaties are really good. They can yield a lot of money. So, moving on again. So now I've explained most of the stuff, so we should be good. Okay, we have encountered another race.
You address the keystone of the crag. You are greeted. Keep your distance, and the silicoid will keep ours.
So this is the silicoid. They're a race of sentient rocks, more or less. So we can actually do, like I said, we don't have the
Fusca is regretful.
how do you want to call it? The xenodiplomacy, so we can't actually do anything with them. See, look, so we can go to the diplomacy screen.
Be welcome, other one.
But there's no real negotiations we can make.
This one listens.
All we can do is ask to share charts. We can pay them stuff for nothing, but I don't want to give them my charts really, so.
Goodbye.
So yeah, they're somewhere over there. We could actually blow up their frigate with our frigate. However, I have no real reason to do that. So, I haven't discovered any pirates. Kind of worried about it. Because I don't want pirates to warp into my system and me not be able to get back to Bahamut Prime. So. So we're just gonna go there. Yeah, I think we're good then. Doesn't really change anything we're up to. So,
And now,
oh,
the new
GNN.
You are tuned to GNN, the only network that tells you what you need to know. Bringing it to you live.
Galactic News Network, the galaxy's most reputable news source.
So just a basic thing again about Galactic News Network. Galactic News Network will give us a lot of information about our rivals, if events happen, if monsters are discovered, etc. The other way we can learn about what kind of races are doing is by kind of reviewing up here. So we know the Silikids have more score. So I think it's because they have the most powerful colonies, I believe. We have, me and the Silicoids are tied for research. All the other races are behind us. One race is richer than us. So GGP is the is kind of like credits. Oh, actually we have 400. That's just, we could have probably last turn bought that thing if we're really paying attention, but I'm not really hurting that much. We're a turn behind. But we're way behind in diplomacy. But our race is not really diplomacy focused. But anyway, we could buy this out, which we're going to do. And then we'll probably make a hydroponic farm. So we always kind of have to keep moving this forward, but this will give us even more food. The difference is, biospheres give food and research, where hydropower farms give to the food. Biospheres are cheaper to make, but they give half as much food, so we're going to go with the thing that gives us twice as much food. Yeah, and I don't like queuing a bunch of stuff up because it takes so long to complete them. There's no point queuing stuff up and then just canceling it. So, and we're waiting 2 turns for our automatic factory here. Oh yeah, we want to make sure to move that back up. So we probably lost a little bit of time there, but not the end of the world. Actually, do I want to leave it here? How badly do we want research? Not that badly, to be honest. Because all it's going to give me is the trade treaty with the silicodes, which they might not want anyway. Okay, electromagnetic disturbances. These occur when there are ships that are jumping, moving around, or planets themselves. So we know that there's something here. We don't know what, but there is something. Yeah, so we'll just continue our turn forward. Okay, so that completed automatically. Now we have twice as much production. So this finishes in 15 turns, which is a lot better than our previous. Okay, so 12 turns till we have something. This will be done in 1 turn. I may as well just help them up there, because this is going to be done either way. With that amount of production. Oh, is that a pirate base? Possibly. Do I want to turn around and flee? Likely. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's a pirate base. So we can get there in 7 turns, blow it up, and get a reward and protect our colonies. Okay, so Baja Prime. We're good. There's nothing else that we want to do. So we're solid for the moment. Yeah, so he's gonna take... Oh, this is only 1 pirate raider. So we're incredibly favorable. I'm not gonna auto-resolve it, because if we auto-resolve it, we might take some damage. We're here, we should be able to... We should be able to solve this without taking any damage at all. So, because we should shoot our missiles and it should be dead instantly. So again, I'm gonna shoot, turn around, all 3 of these should hit, blow it up. You only needed 2 to blow it up even, so. There you go. Didn't even get the first shot. So yeah, we only had 6 mech galaxies because it only took 2 of them to blow that up. Okay. See, they did move here, so if we would have had our scout here, it would have been attacked and blown it up, And we're just keeping it here in case more pirates spawn. It doesn't attack our scouts. Scouty friend. Okay, so space fact. Okay, we actually have 2 things to do. So we can select something to build. Do we want hydroponic? Probably. So that's gonna be done. Okay. Would I rather have hydroponics in 6? Yeah, like I said, there's a point. Okay, there's a point where you can get kind of flooded in research. If you're a production race, not as much, but it can kind of happen. But I might flood myself. But you can also flood yourself with production where you have nothing to build. However, we're going to be wanting to build a colony ship here in not too long. Do we want to just build a colony ship now? No, we don't. We'll have a free person in a turn because we'll get another population. The thing is, the planet I'm thinking of taking is probably this one, Small Desert Ultra Rich, but he can't survive by himself with the 2. Well, he won't be able to survive unless I spend money to buy it out, or I can just have the Deep Space Exploration, which requires government. So, I'm not sure how many turns it will take. Well, it's going to take 14 No, I'm going to... Okay, so it'll take 14 turns. It'll probably take us another 5 turns to get there. This is 6 turns. We gotta get started on it. I think we'd rather get started on that than hydroponic farm. I think so. Yeah, okay. So fleet needs orders, which is probably this guy who's going to make a military outpost. We technically lost a turn because we could have moved him there and started building, but I'm not really that worried about it, so. Really proud of myself for knowing to build the frigate there to go to Vor Prime. So. Just because pirates like to kill your scouts, so. Just want to avoid that. So, yeah. I will move this guy here, actually, because he can head back after. Gas Giant. Is this a good planet? Oh, it won't tell me until I kill the pirates, which is kind of odd. I think that's kind of weird, but whatever. This must be connected to this, which you think would be connected to this as well. Mineral rich, but are barely able to support life, so probably not. One does rich. No, so. Artifacts, by the way, just give you bonus to research. So. Yeah, I think we're good.
I am the Emperor of the Bulrathi. If you wish to keep your flea-bitten pelt on your back, you'll give my kindred a wide berth.
So yeah, I don't like the Bulrathi, because the Bulrathi tend to not really like you. Okay, you can click show information, that's cool. Node fleets 1, treaties none, colonies 0, capital Ursa 2. Yeah. So yeah, Bulrathi, not often nice people to be honest. Yeah, prime, small, arid. I'm surprised how many of these planets are good. Lots of times you get really crappy planets like this. It's like, it's galaxies like full of just crap planets that you can't do nothing with. So. Anyway, so. We got a new person here. Which I don't really want him. I would rather have him there. I need them. Yep. 13 turns I'm fine with. For Prime, we've done that research next turn. They're still working on the hydroponic farm. We got 227 credits. That is all well and good.
The hive devisers have completed the improvement.
Okay, so that research is done. We can go for deep space exploration.
From the devisers.
Anyway, guys, I did want to make the first episode a little bit longer just because it has a lot of introduction, and I wanted to give you guys a good kind of idea of what the game's about. So, thanks guys for coming out for Master of Orion, and stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks guys. Later.